Billy Bat Productions presents The Hermanists, a satire show that remixes feminist history into a twisted comedy series. Some episodes contain adult content and strong language, just like in your daily life. This series contains dangerous ideas, possibilities, and a complete rewriting of history, just like in your daily life. Welcome to The Hermanists!
The truth.
Nothing
is true.
Everything
is broken.
The first thing I do in the morning is brush my teeth and sharpen
We're
my
all
jaw.
doomed.
Did he join the circus? We're all doomed.
Calm down, woman.
Burn it down!
Burn it down! There is nothing wrong with your media player. Do not attempt to adjust the speakers. We control the left and the right. For the next 15 minutes or so, sit quietly and we will put thoughts and visions into your mind. You are about to have a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches the inner mind into the outer limits.
So then, they burned her on the stake.
Then what happened?
I don't know. I couldn't hear the rest of it. But Floppy, they still do it, you know.
No, I've not seen any woman burned on the stake.
Well, not with fire, but with words.
Dun 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 dun. I see. Hoppy, I really like what you've done with the Warren.
Thanks, Floppy. I was going for the mid-century look, but I still think it's too rustic.
No, it's like modern rustic chic.
Chic? What's that mean?
It means poor. You're poor, Hoppy.
Oh, Floppy, you're always so kind. I heard old Mrs. High Heels saying Mrs. Farmer was poor boho chic, and everyone knows Mrs. Farmer has the best carrots and peas.
That reminds me, I have a story I overheard from Mrs. High Heels.
Okay, take the flashlight. Is it a once upon a time or a dark and scary night?
Both.
Ooh.
Once upon a time, it was dark and scary.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks. And then they used words to burn her.
Ain't that the way, sister? Wait, who?
Margaret.
Margaret. Okay, that was a good one. Why don't you tell me what Mrs. High Heels said?
Okay.
My God, so Karen is doing their work for them.
Then she stopped. Then she said,
That was 100 years ago, when everyone was just exploring the beginnings of the idea of eugenics. They didn't cancel H.G. Wells, did they? It was his writing that influenced her.
Then she stopped. Then she said,
We need to get the right story out there. They simply cannot be allowed to take her name down. This is all kinds of wrong.
My. I wonder who this Margaret was.
She sang, I think. Margaret the Sanger. And then they put her in jail for singing. 8 times, Mrs. High Heels said.
Jail? Like Mr. Farmer. She must have been a horrible singer. What else did Mrs. High Heels say, Floppy?
She said that
Margaret the Sanger was the mother of Planned Parenthood and was the foundation of equality and reproduction rights.
and that
They are trying to dismantle over 100 years of human progress.
I understood maybe 7 words you just said.
That's because you don't have the education, Hoppy. Mrs. High Heels says education is freedom.
Well, then she's never laid out a trail of poop pellets that led nowhere and then watched some moron trying to track you.
Yeah, that's a good one because they always step in it. So stupid.
What do you think the right story was?
Well, I don't know, because I started thinking about how we could get this Karen to work for us, like Mrs. Farmer does.
Oh, that reminds me. She threw some blueberry muffins out and I grabbed them before the rain. Here.
Oh, no, I can't. Remember what happened the last time? I almost changed my name to Ploppy.
Oh, but that was cranberry and then some kind of seed.
Oh, great then. Yum. Mrs. High Heels never gives us muffins.
No, just poison. So, maybe the right story is a new kind. A puzzle. Not a once upon a time or a dark and scary night story.
Do you have any water?
Just use the drip puddle.
Oh, yeah.
So, from what you said, I think the right story must be that this Margaret was trying to sing and they, I mean, someone else like predator birds or the dogs or something, they didn't like her song, so they put her in a jail. Then she kept singing and they didn't, and oh, then she kept singing and they just kept her in jail till they wrote her name up and they left it there for 100 years. And now they're taking her name down.
Huh. And maybe there's a new singer.
Oh, well, it was a good try, Floppy. We can call that kind of story a puzzle, I guess. Lots of pieces that don't make any sense.
Did you hear? Boppy is preggo again.
Boppy is always preggo.
Yeah, her burrow must be an absolute rat's nest.
For certain.
Oh, sorry. I guess the blueberries do have the same effect on me.
Don't worry, just smash it down with the rest.
Oh, I know. I'll be Mrs. High Heels and you'll be Mrs. Farmer.
Okay.
Did you hear? Boppy is preggo again.
Oh, Boppy is always preggo.
She's an icon.
She's an I can't. Like, I can't say no.
Maybe she doesn't know she can say no.
No, 'cause I know she said no to Mrs. Droppy, who didn't know when to say no when eating carrots.
I see.
Oh, hey, let's sing.
No, I don't want to go to jail. Plus, we don't like each other, remember?
Oh, right. Well, I don't like that flag in your yard.
You built a garden that invites vermin.
You are vermin.
I know.
I don't use poison on my yard.
You are poison.
Ring, ring.
If you'll excuse me, that's the president calling. Hello?
Ah, yes, Floppy. Have you given birth to a Planned Parenthood?
Why, yes. That's my youngest bunny.
Then we'd like to put your name up.
But I wasn't singing. I was just education.
And yet, we'd still like to put your name up.
For 100 years?
Yes, but we'll still have to put you in jail 8 times.
Does jail have carrots and beets?
Just the beets.
Then no thanks.
You don't like beets?
I do. I don't eat them because Boppy eats them and she's always preggo.
So beets make you preggo?
Obviously. So if I have my name put up and I go to jail 8 times, I will be pregnant 8 times.
Oh, that's why they call you education.
Obviously.
Perhaps you'd rather be steak burned.
But I'm a vegetarian.
Then we'll use words to burn you.
No, we can get Karen to do it.
Oh! Floppy, what's wrong? Floppy, no!
Poison muffin!
No, Floppy, no!
didn't see that coming, did you? A dark twist on a darkly comic tale. A darkly comic bunny tale. I am the omniscient voice, here to wrap things up in a profound and provocative manner. 2 bunnies, out of the storm, in the warren repeating half-heard stories, gossiping, and just light-heartedly trying to find meaning in a world without reason. Is this the morality story? Don't steal? Don't eat conglomerate-made foodstuffs? Or a puzzle story? Who killed Floppy? Was it Hoppy, who handed Floppy the muffin? Or Mrs. Farmer, whom the bunnies steal garden vegetables from, and the yard where Hoppy got the muffin? Was it Mrs. High Heels, sick and tired of the wild vermin in her well-manicured poison lawn, throwing the muffin into Mrs. Farmer's garden? Are these just branches of a tree in a larger forest of tree stories? The stories we tell each other and ourselves, twisting history for self-righteous beliefs, and taking history and historical characters out of context to make a modern point. Or is this just what it seems? A funny story with just enough factual information coupled with silliness to pique the curiosity of the listener. What was the real story of Margaret Sanger? A curiosity that will lead the listener to seek out further humor involving female voices and perhaps press the subscribe button. Stranger things have happened in a Twilight Zone.
The Hermanists is a Billy Bat production starring Nina Greeley and Sailor Billings. Music by John Bartman from Free Music Archive and sound effects from freesound.org. Thank you for listening. And if the mood strikes you, please like and review. Regine slipped out to have her Chinese food. She goes out because I can't be around it because of the shellfish. So she, so she has to go to Chinese restaurants by herself. Isn't that sad?
It's sad, but it's also kind of nice. You can kind of go have a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is kind of sad too.
Go take yourself out on a date, hun.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Don't spend it all in one place. All right. This is... I don't need the end of that one either. Yeah. Trying so desperately not to make the papers rattle.
Oh, I know. That's always the thing. Or at least stop while they rattle.
We should probably... Oh, do you have 2 sheets up?
Oh, I have many sheets up.
Okay.
I just kind of very quietly pick it up and move it very quietly.
Oh, God bless you.
Because I make the writing bigger so that I don't have to wear my glasses. Then I can't see you if I wear my glasses. I like being able to see you. So I just put everything into 16-point type so I can read it.
It's brilliant. Okay.
I do that with all my auditions. And the worst ones, when they're PDFs and they've done it in 8-point type, and I'm like, fuck. Do you think everybody in the world can just read that really easily? Because they can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyway.
The worst is like when you're doing an audition at a actual place, when you go to the agents or whatever, and you have to fucking pull your glasses out, because they hand you a regular 10-point thing, and you're like, oh, fuck. And you can't memorize it.
The first gig I ever had was this video game, and I get there, and they've got everything on an iPad, okay, with a notepad and a pencil next to it so that you can make notes about what they tell you, and you have to I was like,
fuck.
I have never done that before. I hate doing things on iPad. It's like, you have to flick it into, it's just like, I want to be able to write on, I want to put a big X on things and everything. Anyway.
Yeah.
And it was, oh God, it was the first time I'd ever done it. I was trying to pretend that I'd done it many times before.
Yeah, I got this. Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Don't they have like memes where dogs are like, when you pretend something on your resume and the dog's completely lost in a battle of, a thing of sheep, Oh my God, yeah. All right.
Okay.
So let's do it.